Hello, I'm Kendra, and this is Hooked by Happenstance, and around here it is time to clear some space. As spring is approaching, it seems as good a time as any to me to do a bit of spring cleaning. And also, I've noticed that there are a number of balls of yarn that I'm just not utilizing to their full potential. When I go into the boxes to pick things out of my stash, there are things that I just will consistently not choose because they are not yarns that make me excited. So, I'm going to take you on a little tour, flash my stash a bit, as the case may be, and we are going to clean house and move yarn from my stash boxes or baskets, what have you, and put the ones that I am not going to be keeping in my personal possession into a tote. That tote, I have yet to decide exactly what I'm going to do with. I think I will probably be using at least some of it for some 4-H projects coming up with my kids and other kids in our club, and then the rest I will decide what I'm going to do with it. Now, some of the yarn I've been gifted, some of it I've purchased, some of it I don't really know how it came into my life, but I'm going to talk you through what we've got. We went through boxes 1 through 4 already. If you didn't know, all the boxes of my stash are numbered. They are not, however, stored in numerical order because it is part of my Let Peach Lit Pick series. If you'd like to check out the video for boxes 1 through 4, I'll go ahead and put a link in the description below, so that way you can keep up to what I've been stashing and what I am taking out of my current stash and going to find better use for. So let's go find box number 5. So you may recall from the last video, this is the current state of the tote of yarn that is going away out of my normal stash. I'm actually going to put it down here on the floor because I know I'll be adding to it, but I need somewhere to put the yarn that I am keeping, but that might need to be redistributed into different drawers. I've realized that I have a number of things that are going to need to go into places that I've already gone through or haven't gone through yet, I guess. And there might not necessarily be room. So I'm going to just be making a stack of things that need to find a home within the stash. And that stack will be right here on the table. Now I'm going to move my tea out of the way. Take a little sip. Because you know, any sort of cleaning project like this, it takes a little bit of something toasty to put in your belly and make you feel better while you're doing it. This is English breakfast tea with sugar in it in my festive autumnal cat mug, which I like to use all year long. And I like this mug because inside there's a little kitty face while I'm drinking. Okay, move that out of the way. So here we have box number 5. This is just a laundry basket. There's a shelf up above here. There's 2 of these baskets. I was yarn ferried this yarn from a viewer, Jeanette, who is actually she goes to my parents' church. So I have met her in person, and she very kindly gifted me lots of yarn about a year ago, I think. Yeah, I think it was when I was out there last summer. But I have used some. I have not used all of it. And I had initially had it separated from the rest of my stash. And I have other yarn that I've been yarn ferried from people that I also had, like, quarantined. Like, I would keep the yarn separated. Initially, you know, so I kind of know what it was and where it came from. But also, when I get yarn from people, it frequently smells like their homes. Like, it doesn't smell bad, it's not a problem, but it smells different than my yarn, and I like to air it out and make it smell all the same. Because you know how everybody's house smells a little different? And especially if you're somebody who burns lots of candles or uses air fresheners or perfumes or whatever, and I don't do much of that, so things smell a certain way. And when you bring other smells in and then stick them in a box with the existing yarn, it'll make everything smell that way. So, I've kept different yarns separated, but now everything that I have has been in my life long enough, it all smells like my house. So, which is good in my mind. So, we're just going to go through this basket here, and I think I'm going to keep most of this, but it is all ultimately going to need to be dispersed into the boxes. So, this particular basket, which have been stored on its side like this, so we'll just do that because it will sit better, has a combination of different acrylics. So this, I'm fairly certain, is Red Heart Super Saver in Buff. We have Super Saver in Hunter Green. These will obviously be kept. This also feels like Super Saver to me, and this would be Spring Green. And we have some Super Saver in the color white. And let's see, is there any more Super Saver? This feels like Super Saver in the color gold. Just wrap up the tail because those tails that just hang out, they just start a mess. Okay. And finally here we have another Super Saver in like this baby pink. I forget what it's called. It's not called baby pink, I don't think, but maybe it is. It's the light pink of the Super Savers. And interestingly, this one feels like it has a slightly thinner, I mean, it's still a number 4 worsted, but it's slightly thinner than some of the other yarns of the same. Wait, let's see. Let's pull out that tail I just rolled up and take a little look-see. I don't know. Oop, let's see. I don't know if you can see that, but they feel slightly different. Maybe they're closer than they seem. They sure don't feel like it. I think the pink pulls a little thinner. But anyways, these will both be getting kept. They will ultimately just need to be distributed. Now, we have some other brands of yarn. There's some I Love This yarn, which is from Hobby Lobby. I don't shop at Hobby Lobby for reasons, but unless they're like the only place I can get something and I really, really need it. But otherwise, I generally avoid shopping there. But I know lots of people love it, and I ended up with a bunch of this yarn because that is the only way I end up with it. So this is I Love This yarn in the colorway Buttercup, and it's super soft and squishy. There's also I Love This yarn in the color Pistache. I assume this is in Pistachio, which is like a light kind of vibranty green. We have some Tropical Pink. I Love This yarn. We've got ends all over the place. Okay, and finally, the last I Love This yarn, I think, is in the color Antique Teal. So, these will all be getting kept. There are 2 skeins of Caron Simply Soft. And these are in the color Strawberry. And I just really do not enjoy working on Simply Soft. I think that I'm going to put these into the crate because these would definitely be good things that the 4-H kids could use. Because these are in a worsted weight. I mean, it is a little splitty, but if you're just learning that, I think it will be fine. So, I'm going to throw these in here because they will still go to a good home. And that home is not with me because I've just discovered that I do not like Simply Soft. And I fight with it. And it's not worth it. It's not worth making things that don't make you feel happy the whole time. Then we have 2 Vanna's Choice in the colorway Rust. And we have 1 more Vanna's Choice in the color Aqua. I've used these for various things. I like the Vanna's Choice and the Aqua I've used for multiple things, and I just really like it. I do like these together, so who knows? Maybe these will end up in something someday. I'm going to put the Vanna's Choice separate from, actually, yes, I'm going to put the Vanna's Choice in a separate stack over here by my specialty acrylics, also kind of back by my Deborah Norville. Oops, that's got some threads, sewing, leaves them everywhere. So I'm going to just put those to the side because those will ultimately all go together. And I'm going to actually just stick these back in this basket. I'm going to need space to start putting things that need to be sorted into the other boxes. So I'm just going to put my solid colors in this basket so that they can ultimately be sorted back out. And when I put them all in by color, I am going to mix the I Love This yarns with my Super Savers and those general like solid color things. And we'll see. The Vanna's Choice might get mixed in too, but I feel like I might have enough that it's worth separating it out. Like, you know, like how I have my Heartland all together, that maybe I would then put my Vanna's Choice separate. So, I don't know. But we will set this box out of the way so we have a little bit more room. And I'm going to go find box number 6. Tripod was a little bit in the way of that one. Okay, so box number 6. This is wool. Everything in here, I think, is wool. So, we have these, which are an Araucania that I got from Jessica of Serenova Crafts. She was giving them away a couple years ago now, I think. tried making multiple things. Still have ideas. It's a single, which makes it a little more difficult to figure out the right thing. And I think there's not, I mean, there's some yardage, but not a huge amount of yardage for how thick a single it is. And we have, this is a skein of Lion Brand Wool Ease in, I think the color name is like wood or something. I was going to make a balaclava for my husband. It just wasn't working and it never happened. So here it is. This is also some more Wool Ease. Clearly, I got a little fiber in my nose because now it's all itchy. Okay, Wool Ease in that kind of golden color. I've got more Wool Ease. And we've got some of the darker brown Wool Ease. And then this, all of this wool, basically, other than the things I specifically said are different. One of my husband's coworkers is really into thrifting and like garage sailing and stuff. And she is also a very good and very prolific knitter. So she goes through and she collects all sorts of things that are actually wool because she likes to work in natural fiber primarily. And she cleaned out her stash. Oh, it must have been more than a year ago now. But when she did that, I ended up with a bunch of it. She was kind enough to pass along the things she would not use, and I ended up with a bunch of wool stuff, and I've been using it. I just haven't used it all up yet. So there's some more, and actually this is the Woolies Chunky versus regular Woolies. So they're slightly different. Obviously they're different weights, but I don't see Woolies Chunky very often. I don't know if it's even like a thing people really use that much anymore. I have not encountered it much. Here's some more of the Woolies Chunky, this time in wheat is the color. It's kind of a more natural color. But I have enough I could do something together with those. This seems like the like foresty green color of Wool Ease. It's just in a ball, probably left over from something she had done. And we've got some more Woolies. This is Woolies Sport Weight. That's really pretty. And I think that's the only skein of that I have. And then there's some more normal Woolies. See, she got this one from Goodwill. It was $1.49. I'm guessing she still didn't even pay that much. She probably paid half that, if not less. So, oh, we got some more back here. We've got more Woolies Sport Weight, but this Sport Weight is in that more natural, that wheat color. A couple of those. And another Woolies in the like natural off-white cream color. Okay. Now we have some leftover cakes. I'm going to assume these are leftover from a project. These are all singles. And I do like them. I don't know what I'm going to do with them eventually. Like, I want to do something. But it's obviously going to need to be for me because I can't trust real wool singles to a non-yarn person because that involves, you know, a bit more care. Oh, here's one more. So this one, that is not a single. That's something different. Well, this one isn't a single either. These look like they might be Woolies. Something like that. But these three are singles. Those would make something interesting together, like a scarf or something. I don't know. I'll have to think on that. But they are definitely staying. Stack those three back in here. And I have some more. Oh, this is a scrap of the first nice yarn I bought myself. And I bought it from Webs. Yeah. I bought it from Webs, and this was Araucania. Oh. Was it Araucania Renko? It's Araucania. And, whoop. I used this to make the body of my rose trellis shawl, which was the first thing that I made of a paid-for pattern, and I bought nice yarn, and I made it with the intent to wear it at craft shows. And I did to some extent, though it did not occur to me how warm it would be, and most of the physical craft shows I do are during the summer. But I do wear the shawl a lot, and I really like it. And actually, these are the other scraps. I did the body in this, and then the edging was, I wanted to do a solid color, but not black, because I wanted to be able to wear it with black. So I did this gray cascade, and yeah, did them together. So there's a little bit extra of those. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but they make me happy that they're just floating around in my wool drawer. So they're going to go back and float around in my wool drawer. Though I will actually, I think I'm going to remove them from this wool drawer, and I'm going to put them in with my fingering weight because that's where they belong. They just ended up in here. So for now, I'm going to just pop them in with their fingering weight friends for when we get there. And there's a few more little oddball balls of Wool Ease jumpers. Oh, I gotta re-roll a few of these, or a lot of these. Then we have a skein of cattails DK, which my friend Kat very kindly sent me. This is in the color Berlane. I really like this, and part of the reason that I wanted to go through my stash like this is so that I can make things like this that make me excited and happy and make my heart squee, that I can make them all float to the top and become things I can wear and enjoy. So this is definitely being kept, but it's probably not going to be kept in this drawer. And we have 3 skeins of this, which I want to do something with. I haven't figured out what, but I mean, I guess it could just become like a nice fingering weight shawl. It's 70 superwash, 23 polyamide, 7% PBT. This is Walkaway sock yarn from Yarn Bee in the color Footloose. But I really like this. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it could definitely be like a shawl or something like that. I have to think on that. I thought on that all winter this winter because I really wanted to do something with this. But since I'm enjoying fingering weight more than I used to, maybe this will grow up to be something soon. And we're almost to the end of this box. Here is another another tale of cattails. Another skein, Hank, of cattails, hand-dyed yarn. And this is a non-repeatable colorway. It's 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% stellina. And it's all like sparkly. It's a fingering weight. And I would say this is on, I mean, it feels like it's kind of on the thinner side of fingering to me, but I haven't really gotten it out to play with it yet. But I think it's going to make something beautiful. It just needs time to grow up and become something. But for now, it makes me happy, and it's going to go make me happy over there. And we have, what do you know, a few more of these balls. Oh, you know? Okay, I remember now. So I tried using these balls for something. What was I making? I made something recently. I don't even remember what. But anyways, I decided I was going to use up some of these little balls to do it, and they were just coming apart in pieces, almost like either they were the remnants of what somebody used to make a sweater or something, or that they were, like pieces may have had knots in them or something, because there were some other inconsistencies in the yarn. And I think these are more balls of that same thing. So, you know what I think I might do? I think I'm going to take the little balls of Wool Ease in this brown, because they all look like they probably came from the same skein. And I'm going to add them to the box, because these would be something I could definitely teach somebody to crochet with. Like, they'd be long enough for that. And they have a nice feel, and they also would give somebody a good introduction to something beyond just acrylic. But then I don't have to worry about the fact that they probably are not in good, long enough pieces for me to do something. So they are going to say bye-bye. And the last thing in the back here are 5 skeins of fisherman wool. These each have a $2 sticker on them. We have 2 in the Nature's Brown. There are 2 of them in the color Natural. These are from Hobby Lobby. So note, they have the $2 sticker, but these also have a regular price on them of $9.49. I did not purchase these. These were also, like I said, things that were gifted to me, and I know the woman who gifted these to me would never have paid that much. And the last one is oatmeal. I really like this oatmeal color. So, I haven't decided what I want to do with the fisherman's wool. I kind of want to do something felted. I'd actually thought about making like a little rug and felting it, like intentionally out of these. So that's still kind of on my mind. They're just hanging out till the right project comes, because, you know, fisherman's wool definitely serves its purpose. It also is very rustic, so it's not super fun for things that are like close to your skin, but there's lots of things you can make out of it. So it's just kind of back there serving its purpose. And I'm going to go ahead and load the wool ease back into this box and put it away. I know it might make some of you a little squirrely that I'm like, I'm going to just get rid of yarn. But I have been lovingly gifted yarn from some people, and it has been great for me, and it has exposed me to things that I would not have purchased myself or could not have afforded to purchase myself. But sometimes you just have to accept that you're not going to use the stuff, and it's better to pass it along to people that can, because a good yarn should be utilized. Not only does it not belong in bad projects, it does not belong sitting alone in a drawer lonely. It should be played with and used and loved and made into things. So I'm glad that I've added some more to my stack of yarn that will be disappearing, and I will continue to go through more of what's in my office, and hopefully I'll come up with some new and creative ideas when I'm all done. I'll see you next time. Bye!